Hello once again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. We're in episode 84. 84. And we are talking about cooking.
Ahoy?
Yep. So stick around if you want any more. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright.
It's currently 1 week to Christmas.
Blimey, you frightened the life out of me.
Time travel,
yeah.
It's actually 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks for us right at this minute. But yeah, 1 week I really would be in trouble. Yeah, exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, this time next week, it'll be Christmas Day.
It will be Christmas Day. And there will be an episode out as well, won't there?
There will be. But this is the thing with the episode. I mean, what do you do on Christmas Day?
Well, normally I try to sit in a room on my own and listen to a podcast because there's nothing else better to do, is there? Really?
I mean,
on
you
Christmas
could,
Day?
you could do that. But I'm thinking about there's a lot of eating that goes on.
Oh, there is a lot of eating.
Yes.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah,
now.
you see where I'm going.
Yeah.
So, with there being a lot of eating, we thought, why not prep you guys?
Oh, and come up with some fantastic ideas that will save your Christmas.
Yeah. But before we do that, quickly, what's your name?
David.
Oh, my name's Connor. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hello, Connor. Yeah.
Yep. I'm the son. You're the father.
I am the father.
Just thought I'd clarify. Before we do move on, because like we said, we're going to have a talk about some cooking techniques, some food, whatever. But we've also...
Not seriously, but yeah.
Yeah. But what we have seriously done...
Yep.
Not kind of seriously, but we have made our own.
We have kind of created a few things for each other, haven't we?
Yeah.
So independently of each other, we've created a few dishes. I think 3 things I've done. One isn't a food, it's a drink. Excuse me. And you have done 3 yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got our own recipes for stuff. I mean, it might be adapted recipes on other things.
So there might be a taste testing at the end of this.
There will be a taste testing.
Oh, there will be, yeah. I hope so, because I'm absolutely Hank Marvin.
One thing to clarify, though, is we do live in the same house.
We do, yeah.
So we have seen what the other people are doing, kind of, but we've not tried it.
No, we haven't tried it, and I'm not 100% sure what you're doing, to be honest. And even though I've seen what you've done, I'm still not 100% sure what's happening, because I had something... Anyway, we'll come into that at the end of it.
We'll go on to that.
How's your current mood, anyway?
Well, it's better now.
Better than yesterday,
Better than yesterday evening.
Yes. We're a little bit sad because England went out of the World Cup yesterday.
Yeah, they shouldn't have.
Last week. They shouldn't have. Absolute cheats, the referee team there. We were absolutely robbed. I can't believe it. They should stop the actual tournament and just award us the trophy now.
See, the thing is there was a lot of things that went on that just... You could argue England played very well, and you could argue that France also played well. Yeah. However, there was a lot of things that went in favour of France.
They got the rub of the green, and a few of their players have come out and said, "Yeah, the luck was on their side," but they very much. There was a goal right near. Well, there was a goal in the first 16 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah. That
shouldn't have been allowed.
No, because there was a foul, and then blah blah blah, and we should have won 10-0.
And we should have had 3 penalties rather than 2.
And he would have scored the other one, so that would.
Yeah.
No, so we'd have won 2-1. So we actually won 2-1.
All right.
That's what should have happened. So, but we did. There's been 2 games. We played Senegal, didn't we? And we won against Senegal, and that was excellent. 3-0. Really enjoyed that. Last night, not so much, but very proud of the team. They played really well.
It was still excellent.
And now we're supporting Morocco.
Yeah. Because they knocked out Portugal.
Yep. So we're going to support Morocco. Come on, the Moroccans.
Well, it'll be quite cool if Morocco win, wouldn't it?
It'll be very good because it's totally different from anything else.
I don't think there's ever been.
I know everybody wants Argentina to win because of Messi, but I want Morocco to win because of their players.
But anyway, that's enough about football.
Yes.
Although one of my dishes resembles a football slightly, but we'll come on to that.
I hope it doesn't taste like one. Cooking then, right? Obviously, in this house...
It's a necessity, cooking.
It is a necessity, and some people enjoy it, some people don't enjoy it. I quite enjoy cooking, and I think I'm right to say I do most of the cooking in the house, don't I? on a day-to-day basis. But I quite like the process of doing the cooking. I mean, it's not necessarily particularly elaborate stuff, but I like being out in the kitchen. We've got a reasonably nice kitchen where there's a bit of room there, and I can have music on or watch something while I'm preparing stuff, and it's a bit sort of therapeutic.
Yeah.
However, I do get sort of aggravated about what the choice of food and what we're going to have, and if people are a little bit, I don't know what to have, that's when it gets frustrating. But on the whole, I actually enjoy cooking. I certainly enjoy food.
I enjoy eating.
You do it sporadically, don't you?
So for me, cooking is say day to day. I find it frustrating because it takes too long, and sometimes, as you are aware, I just won't eat because I can't bother to cook. However, there are certain things that I really do enjoy cooking, such as, for example, pizzas. We have determined in the past that I really do quite enjoy cooking pizzas.
What, like from scratch pizzas, not frozen ones, because that's very easy.
Yeah, from scratch, like in the pizza oven.
Yeah.
There's certain things I do enjoy cooking, and I like to try out new things. For example,
when you do it, you seem to go big time. You don't just. So even with the pizzas, that takes a lot of work to do those pizzas.
Well, yeah, I make my own dough. I make my own sauce.
Yeah.
I don't make my own cheese.
No. Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad, because I wouldn't eat it.
Good.
Right. But you seem to either go all in or not bother at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But today
it's because it takes up time.
Well, it does take up time, but it then, if one of us didn't do it, no one would eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you certainly
And it's
wouldn't.
a necessity.
I know it's a necessity, and that really bothers me. The fact that sometimes I'll say to you, or if we're away somewhere, and I might speak to you or text you and say, "Oh, what did you have?" I haven't had anything yet. Or I've had a bit of beetroot and
a carrot
and a crisp.
No, I wouldn't just have one crisp.
Okay,
But there was
crisps.
a time that I had for when you went away. I had some beetroot and a carrot for dinner.
I know, that is just ridiculous, and that's just because you can't be bothered.
No, right, okay. So there's a number of different things here. It's not so much I can't be bothered. It's just when you. So for me, normally on the weekends, a big one. You wake up, you think, I'm going to have breakfast. Oh, I'm just going to have cereal, or I'm going to have something a bit more. I might have something a bit more, but I'll have to make it at some point soon. I'll make it soon. And then it gets to a certain point, you go, well, it's now about 11 o'clock. I might as well wait till lunch. Yeah? And it gets to lunch, and you go, right, I'll make it in a minute.
Carrots.
I'll make it in a minute. I'll do it soon. Whatever. And it gets to about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and you go, well, I might as well wait for dinner now.
Oh, I don't want to eat this late. I'm going to bed in a minute.
But I would eat dinner. I would eat at least one meal.
Oh, a takeaway.
No.
Actually, yeah, you might. You are the king of takeaways as well, though.
No. Look, if I need to make something, I'd make something.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I do think that potentially, maybe we should do it one day a week where everyone sorts out their own dinner.
Well, that happens every now and again when I throw my toys out the pram because no one's listening to me or answering my questions, and I just go. My favourite thing to do when I've got the ump is to, even if I've cooked dinner, is to serve up on the plates, and
then
it's quite
yeah,
evident.
watch you
that
do
I
it.
banged about in the kitchen. You can hear that everything's being dished up, and then I think no one's bothered to come out, so I dish up all the 3 plates. Say it's us 3, and then I'll put mine on a tray and walk into the front room, sit down, and start eating it. And then you two look at me, and go,
right, okay.
Oh,
that's a little bit unfair because majority of the time I go out there.
I'll give you a due. You nearly always come out and help me.
Occasionally I don't hear it, but it's normally.
But I have done that many times
I've
before.
got a sixth sense for when the garlic bread's done.
Yeah, that is your job. Cutting the garlic
When the garlic
bread.
bread's done, I don't know how. I could be laying up in bed and go, I feel like the garlic bread's done. And I'll go downstairs and I'll take the garlic bread out of the oven and I'll cut it up.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, and that, what is your? I mean, did you do? You did cooking at school, though, didn't you? I seem to have
Food tech.
remember some things you brought home.
Food technology, yeah.
Yeah. Because I did home economics, it was called at the time at school.
Silly word name for it, really, isn't it?
And
that feels like you should.
Thing,
home economics feels like it should just be about income and the cost of the house.
I think the idea was it was going to be about lots of different things, but really it was mainly just the cooking and washing up and making sure everything. Might have been a bit about the preparation and things like that. But
Food hygiene.
the only thing I remember from school with doing home economics is that one particular lesson we had the choice of doing bread and butter pudding or blancmange, right? And everybody else in the class did bread and butter pudding, and I did blancmange. And my blancmange...
Interesting choice.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice, considering I don't think I would have eaten it, and I certainly wouldn't have eaten mine, because for some
I don't even
reason
know what it is, really.
it had sort of morphed into, when I'd done it, I don't know if it's possible to burn blancmange, but I did something with it.
Remind me what blancmange is.
It's kind of a jelly cum... It's sort of like what you'd have a trifle. It's kind of a half jelly, half creamy...
Sounds horrible.
It looked horrible. It came out in a sort of browny colour, and it had big growths on it. It looked like something of the X-Files. But I can remember bringing it home. I do remember bringing it home. That and the rack that I'd built, a tool rack that I'd built, not
Nice
in home
rack.
economics, that was supposed to be a knife rack and or chisel rack. And my dad really ripped it out of me because he said you could put shovels in that, because he said it's more like a chiselled rack than a chisel rack. Anyway, but the blancmange didn't go down very well. But I can remember you bringing home bits and pieces, but I can't.
Oh, we see. Normally,
a
it
bit
would
more
happen.
adventurous as well.
And normally, it would happen on the with food tech is if it was before lunch, you'd then eat it for lunch.
Oh right, that makes sense.
So there was one time we made. I think I made a Victoria sponge.
Nice.
Once.
Oh, should have done that.
I think we made pizza. The ideal being is they teach you a couple food techniques, so then you don't starve as you grow up. Especially with like teenage kids, like as in they're in secondary school. The idea being is your parents might not always be there to cook your food.
So you might end up on a beetroot carrot diet.
Yeah. There was also like a pizza ciabatta, not ciabatta
I remember
thing.
some sort of pizza that you
and
did.
then I used to make that quite a lot at home.
That was like a bit of toast with some peppers on it or something.
It had stuff like
which I know
tomato
doesn't
puree.
sound.
Had tomato puree. Had like a slice of half of bread.
Because you used to be able to get
cheese.
those like frozen, like they were French bread with like a pizza like that, and that's the sort of thing.
They
you
make
used to do.
margarita pizza paninis at my work. They're quite nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that. Becky did food tech. She actually did it for GCSE. So she used to often come home with things like mini quiches. She did a cheesecake. So she did stuff that was a bit more to it.
A bit more adventurous.
Yeah, she's better at cooking than me.
She does quite a lot of baking, doesn't she?
She does quite a lot of baking. This is the
does
thing.
some excellent birthday cakes she's done for people and that, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah,
She's
my last
done
birthday, I
something
kept
absolutely
subtly mentioning that I
incredible.
wanted
Did she do
some
one?
cake. And yeah, she made me little cupcakes, didn't she?
Nice. Okay,
You
I've
have
got
some?
a few questions for you. Right, comfort foods. When you're feeling fed up, what's your comfort food?
Oh, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? If you're sitting there and you're feeling a bit melancholy,
I don't eat.
You just pop a carrot. What? You don't eat?
Don't eat.
Well, okay, England. So you wouldn't eat if England...
I didn't eat yesterday after England lost.
No, you couldn't eat. Oh, right.
No, it's not that I couldn't eat. I just didn't eat. I don't feel the need to eat after I'm upset.
Is there nothing that sort of...
Oh, no, that's a lie. I had 2 spoonfuls of honey.
So honey is your go-to
No.
after a loss in a World Cup
No, we
game?
just happened to have honey.
It's not really... It's a bit of an eye-opener, this. Beetroot, carrot, couple of spoonfuls of honey.
What do you reckon?
The food of
have
champions.
you ever been that adventurous with food? Because I
What? What, a beetroot? I don't really eat beetroot.
So like, for example, I'm thinking, what do you reckon carrot tastes like with honey on it? I reckon it'd be quite nice.
Really nice, because if you do, because I was originally, I can say this now, originally at the end of this, I was going to present, one of the things was I was going to cut vegetables smaller, which you usually do. I don't know why I said that, but I did have this vision of what I was going to do.
Full-size carrot, but I was going to cut it so it looked like a tinier carrot.
No, this is exactly what I was going to do, and then I realised you can get tiny carrots.
Yeah.
And what you do is glaze them in honey, and they taste really nice. But I didn't do that. Anyway,
So one time
at band camp,
I had well, I thought it was Victoria sponge, but it turned out to be Madeira cake, so I reckon it would have been better with Victoria sponge. And I was interested as to what it would taste like with bacon in it. So I cooked up some bacon, and I had that between 2 bits of Madeira cake.
Wow. Sweet and savoury. See, I like that.
It wasn't all that.
No,
I had
it doesn't
with,
sound like it
I
would
think it
be.
had maple syrup on it as well.
But sweet and savouries are something I always thought was ridiculous until I had pancakes with stuff. So you'd have maple syrup with bacon and pancakes and that was really lush, really lovely. Okay, couple of quick questions then.
Okay.
You're on death row. Sorry to bring the mood down.
Right.
What's your last meal?
What have I done?
Oh, it's terrible. I can't really talk about it.
Oh, okay.
You went on some sort of
A Roma-style pizza.
Roma-style pizza.
Yeah.
Drink?
I've only had that once, and it was amazing, and I've never been able to get hold of it again.
Okay.
Drink, Fanta.
A Fanta orange.
Yep.
A Roma pizza. Any sides?
Garlic bread.
Lovely. Right, I'll just write that down just in case we need to let someone know about that. And what's your favourite food?
Pizza.
So pizza's your favourite
Or
food?
burgers.
You like burgers? Oh, well, not really. So burgers when you go out and have burgers, so you get all the stack of stuff and all the rest of it.
Gourmet.
Nice.
Burgers or pizza. What's yours?
Mine, I think probably mine comes a little bit comfort food as well. It changes. I do like kung fu. I like when I've done
all
kung
the food
fu.
is chopped with your
If
hand.
I've done hours of kung fu, right? No, it's sausage and mash. I like. I also like pizzas. I love pizzas, to be honest, and a lot of Italian food.
Father and Sundays present Things You Didn't Know That Happened Ages Ago.
In 1943, MI5 received intelligence that there was a plot by the Nazis to assassinate Winston Churchill with a chocolate bomb. Explosives covered in chocolate and made to look like Peter's chocolate bars were planned to be substituted for the originals and set off via a timer mechanism when the PM was within 10 feet of them. Fortunately, this never came to pass.
Right, we are back after what appears to be just a couple moments for any listeners, but for us, it's been a little while.
It has been. I've tried to time my food, so I had to do a little bit of prep so that it's ready for when we go into the bit where we're actually going to taste each other's food and all the rest of it. I'm not sure it's going to go particularly well.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I noticed that the kitchen was slightly cloudier.
Yes, there's a little bit of a smoke element to it, but well, you know,
you smoke in your food.
Hopefully, it will taste really delicious.
Nice. Let's move on then, because
Okay.
we'll come back to all that.
We'll come back to that. Right, okay, so we've talked about what we like and, you know, us cooking in the past and at school and at home and all the rest of it. It was interesting. I started looking about some of the delicacies around the world, and perhaps next time I'm away at the weekend and not able to cook, perhaps you might want to have a look at something from, say, I don't know, Canada.
Okay, what do they do in Canada?
They have
eat maple leaves?
No, well they do. They love a maple leaf. They do, but they eat jellied moose nose.
Oh, jellied moose
I
nose.
should say before all this, if there's any vegetarians, people that are a little bit squeamish, or anybody who just doesn't like me talking about quite gross foods, might want to just turn it down a little bit at this moment in time.
Or skip ahead a little bit.
Or skip ahead.
By how long do you reckon this will be?
10 minutes?
10 minutes, all right.
Anyway.
Skip ahead by 10 minutes.
No, actually 5 minutes, because the next part of this is very important people listen to. So,
Oh, okay.
jellied moose nose in Canada, the indigenous people in the 1830s would hunt and eat moose, but they'd eat all of it, right?
Fair.
The whole lot, which I always think when people are going to hunt it, and obviously it's a slightly different way we do things these days, but the bit that really got me was there's a lot of hair inside the moose's nose, and so that has to
If
be...
it's more than one, it's meese.
Oh, is it meese? Oh,
Yeah,
right.
like
the
geese.
meese's. There's hair inside the meese's nose, right?
Yep.
It has to be painstakingly removed before they boil it a number of times, not the hair, the actual nose, and then it's covered in broth and it sets into some sort of jelly and they eat it like that. Does that sound like something you'd like? It's a bit of prep time. Obviously, you've got to go out and hunt a moose first, which might be a little bit of a problem
Essex,
for you.
it?
Well, there's not that many meese in Essex. There's no big
I'll be
herds
honest,
of meese.
I don't think I've seen any.
Have you not?
Ever since I've lived in Essex, which is all my life, I don't think I've ever seen a moose or a herd of meese.
Okay, well, all right. Don't worry about that then. What about there's a thing called a century egg that they have in China, right? It's also known as 100 years eggs.
Century egg, I've heard of these.
Or 1,000 years eggs, which gives you a bit of a clue. So you can get hold of a duck, chicken or quail egg. You could get those from a supermarket. What you need to do then...
whale egg?
Quail, not a whale egg. As far as I know, whales don't lay eggs. And I do know they don't, so I don't know why I said it like that. You put the egg in a mixture of clay, ash and salt for a few months. So this is something, if I'm saying I'm going away, I don't know,
preserving it
in March, you could do it now, and then it's all the prep's done, right? So you put it in there for a few months, then you dig it up, by which time the yolk has turned dark green.
Nice,
right?
yeah.
Nice.
Green eggs and ham.
And it does smell awful. It smells of rotten eggs, basically, because it is a rotten egg. But you eat it like that, and it's a delicacy. So minimum prep time, just a bit of digging.
Yeah, the prep time's very small, but cook time is quite long.
Yeah, but you just got to be prepared. And I think cooking's all about being prepared, so that doesn't float your boat, no? All right, okay. What about something called cassumarsu in Italy? They have this. Also known as rotten cheese. It's a Sardinian delicacy, which basically, I know how hot you are on sell-by dates, so I don't suppose you'll have a look at this, but it's something that's well past its sell-by date.
Some of the food I've cooked you for today is out of date.
Is it really?
Out of date ingredients, yeah.
Right, well, we've got this now. This is on audio. I won't be able to use it in court because I won't be here anymore. Right, anyway. You put the larva of cheese flies, right? What came in first, the larva or the fly?
Or the cheese.
Into the cheese.
Hang on. Did these cheese flies only come about after cheese was made for the first time?
I presume so, yeah.
Nice.
So the larva of cheese flies is added, and when they hatch inside the cheese, they digest the fats, transforming it into a soft, creamy cheese. Right? Now, obviously, some foods, if you really thought about how it's prepared, or you wouldn't really eat it, because there are certain things, bacteria and that. Cheese itself is sort of pretty gross.
Yeah.
To be honest. You can eat it, though. This is a good thing about it. You can eat it with or without the maggots in it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you sound like you're going to give that a go. Fried tarantulas.
You gave me an option, with or without.
In Cambodia, they fry up their tarantulas. Popular snack, apparently. It tastes like crab. Spider crabs, I presume.
Oh, crab. Right, okay.
Yeah. It tastes like crab. Right? I don't know. I haven't got a massive problem with spiders. I have got a bit of an issue with...
I don't like crab.
Sort of, yeah. And surely there's not much to a spider to eat. Even a tarantula. But anyway, okay. Well, we have big house spiders, but I wouldn't bother trying to put that in the air fryer or anything like that.
But people eat sardines. They're not very big.
No, that's true. That is true. What about tuna eyeballs?
No, thank you.
They eat them in Japan. You boil or steam them with a little garlic or soya. Apparently they taste like squid.
They eat them in I'm a Celebrity, and they don't cook them.
No. I always think that's... I mean, even the gross things, if they're cooked, they're cooked. But surely there's a danger if you're eating something raw or of any sort, that a lot of these things, and we'll come on to this, if it's not prepared properly, it can be quite dangerous. Okay, so you're not going to go for the tuna eyeballs, you're not going to go for the rotten cheese or the jellied moose nose or the really, really, really smelly old egg.
I didn't say no to the cheese, but carry on.
Oh, right, okay. The cheese is still a goer, is it?
Yeah.
Well, you talk about the jungle. Obviously, they eat witchetty grubs, and the indigenous tribes in Australia eat them raw, right?
Yeah. Not the heads, though.
Apparently, they taste like almonds, right? Now, do you know what almonds taste like? Do you like the nutty sort of...
No, but isn't that also what... Doesn't cyanide smell like almonds?
Yes, and I think that's covered in something else. If you lightly cook them, it crisps them up, and they taste like chicken. And the insides, and this is the bit that I think I'd struggle with. I'd probably struggle with a whole lot, but this bit is they have the consistency of scrambled egg inside when you eat them.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat that one.
Another thing, in Africa, that's Australia, in Africa, they eat stink bugs. They use them to flavour stews or eat them on their own. And they have a crunch of a really crunch when you eat them. And apparently, and this is something that was slightly come out of nowhere, is they taste like apples. Now, everything else either seems to taste like chicken or some sort of seafood.
It's always chicken.
Yeah, but these taste like apples. Sounds a little bit more appetising to me then.
Yeah. Just as another quick warning, I think it's been longer than 5 minutes, so just feel like I just say, keep skipping.
All right, okay. Oh, no, I've only got 3 more. There's one in Mexico, right, which is called Hute teocoche. It's a corn fungus known as corn smut. I think you can get, there's a YouTube channel for it.
Yeah?
Yeah, corn smut.
Don't think you get it on YouTube.
Don't type that in, just in case. Or Mexican truffle. It's actually diseased corn cob and has a earthy flavour, obviously from the fungus. Because if you think about mushrooms, you don't like mushrooms, but mushrooms has got that earthy sort of taste. I just wonder how people, get to the point. I suppose all foods like this, when they get to the point where they think, yeah, that's good. I think I'm going to eat that.
Well, first bloke who milked a cow was weird. Very weird.
And I wondered if he knew what he was actually doing. Couple more then. Black pudding. I thought black pudding was a British thing, but apparently it's eaten in Africa, in the Americas, and in Asia, as well as in Europe.
On a breakfast.
Yeah, and his blood sausage.
English breakfast.
So lots of people were really repulsed by black pudding. I actually had black pudding on Friday.
The interesting thing about black pudding and you is you really struggle with the idea of a lot of things. And we've spoken about like I'm a Celebrity as well.
Mm-hmm.
And with I'm a Celebrity, me and Mum have discussed the fact that you said, I think I'd do really well on I'm a Celebrity. However, we've both discussed that you would really struggle on I'm a Celebrity.
What,
not from
the
the day-to-day stuff, but it's the eating and not the eating trials. We're talking about just the fact that of things being delivered to camp that's like a crocodile foot or something like that.
I think that was said to me earlier, and I think basically I'd have to sit away from everything and wait for someone to prepare it, and then I'd eat it because it wouldn't resemble what it was then.
Even then, you struggle with a lot of things. Like, I think you only recently tried sour cream and stuff like that. But
I've always been really fussy.
Really, really fussy.
That's why I cook, because I know what I'm doing.
What's funny about black pudding is you know what's in a black pudding, you know it's a blood sausage and stuff like that, yet it's still something that you...
Yeah, I know what's in sausages, like most sausages, and I still eat them as well. Last one on here is a stargazy pie. Sounds lovely, doesn't it, in England? I think it's from the West Country. Traditionally served on the 23rd of December, and is made up of pilchards eggs and potatoes under a pastry crust. But to make it a stargazy pie, you have to have the fish head sticking up out of the pie, like with eyes and everything sticking out of that.
Because it's
I
stargazing.
couldn't do that. Yeah, stargazing. I wouldn't be able to do that because that would just put me off.
Well, that was an interesting list of foods and
right,
stuff.
I just thought it was a few options for you next time we're away. What you've got to be really careful of, though, is some foods that can actually kill you. And I'm not just talking about like impaling yourself on a baguette or, getting one of those red hot peppers.
Bring up baguettes after yesterday's game.
Please don't what?
Bring up baguettes after yesterday's game.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Shouldn't have been talking about that. Right, so For instance, and I wouldn't think of eating these particularly, Namibian bullfrog. Right, again, frog's legs are common food in France. Boo! But in Africa, they eat the whole thing. The problem is it's toxic and has been found to cause kidney failure and even death. So you've got to be really hungry, haven't you, to actually eat one of these things, knowing that it has the potential to kill you.
Yeah.
Right? Bean sprouts. Now, that seems innocuous, doesn't it? We have it with stir fries and all the rest of it.
I don't.
Cooked bean sprouts are fine, but raw bean sprouts contain or can contain E. coli, salmonella and listeria, all of which would make you feel a little bit dodgy.
Yes, yes.
Blood clams. They are
Sounds
harvested
delicious.
in polluted water in China and as such contain viruses such as hepatitis A, typhoid and dysentery.
Nice.
You're going to have to eat a lot of blood clams to sort of make up for the dysentery for a start. That's just gruesome, isn't it? This is one that will interest you. Dragon's breath. A pepper. This exceeds the Carolina Reaper, which has a 1.6 million heat units on the Scoville scale.
Yeah.
1.6 million heat units. The Dragon's breath pepper registers 2.48 million. It can actually burn you and close your airways, causing anaphylactic shock. Now, peppers, when you eat the really hot peppers, it can have some quite bad effects on you. It can cause all sorts of problems.
Yeah, you struggle with spice, don't you?
Well, I like stuff that's got spice
You
or
had
has
some
got
spicy cheese earlier. Didn't
I
you?
had some spicy cheese earlier, and it's still with me. But that just seems unnecessarily. That's the sort of thing people do for dares, isn't it? More than anything else.
Well, there's the people that tried to breed the hottest pepper and stuff like that. Breed it? No. Cultivate it. Whatever. They tried to create it. Yeah.
That's another place you don't want to get it. Talking about breeding with it.
Yep.
Fugu. I think I pronounced that right. This delicacy features raw pufferfish, which could kill you. I believe they've had something like this on The Simpsons or something.
They have to, with the pufferfish is...
trained chefs are able to remove the deadly poison that are 1,200 times more deadly than cyanide.
Yep.
One fish has enough in it to kill about 30 people, right? There's no anecdote to it. So if you go into...
Antidote.
What did I say?
Anecdote.
There's no anecdote. I was once in this I was once in this restaurant, right? And this no, there's no antidote.
There's no story.
There is plenty of anecdotes. There's no antidote for it. So you go into a restaurant, you order this, and you've got to trust that the chef is that good that it won't kill you.
Yeah, I just wouldn't order it.
No,
I don't like sushi anyway.
No, and the last one I've got on here is sweet corn. Right.
Yep.
So, because we ate that, it's all devil's food, sweet corn, horrible stuff.
Makes your poo colourful though.
But let's face it, food nowadays is more popular than ever. We got like the Great British Bake Off. You got celebrity chefs. It is big news now. When I was younger, you just had Fanny and Johnny, which were Fanny Craddock was the Galloping Gourmet, which shows my age. And then you started getting chefs that were starting to do stuff on TV, and now you think of people like Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay. They do other stuff. They're famous for being chefs, but they do other stuff. So, interesting subject. Okay, well, with the popularity of cooking, like I said, and the popularity of all those famous people out there that do the cooking, I've written a little song.
Not another one.
Another song, yeah. Can you believe it?
You've got so much time on your hands writing all these songs.
I must have, yeah. Enjoy.
Sublime and Smith, she is just bliss. Nigella makes us fellas hot and bothered. our liverwood data. Let's have a cockney knees up and eat your greens, cause they're just pucker. Food is out of sight. Blumenthal always likes to shake things up. I think I may well call Fernley Whittinstall. He's always good for a really tasty grub. I'm pretty sure it was Ramsay who said, you're such a bleeping bleep. You bleep the bleeping bleep, you bleeper. And our liverwood data. Let's have a cockney knees up and eat your greens, cause they're just pucker. I'm pretty sure it was Ramsay who said, you're such a bleeping bleep. You bleep the bleeping bleep, you bleeper. And our liverwood data. Let's have a cockney knees up and eat your greens, cause they're just pucker.
Game time. Woohoo! It was a good song.
Thanks, mate.
It's another good one.
Thanks.
Now we're on to a game, but it's not a normal game, as we mentioned earlier in the podcast. We've been creative.
We have been creative. We've been cooking.
And not much cleaning.
No, not a lot of cleaning yet. I've got to still go down. I promise, Mum, I'm going to clean up. You've been wearing your apron that you got bought for your birthday. Yep. I was trying to think what was the last thing that happened, Christmas or your birthday. Yes. So we've created a few little dishes for each other to taste, haven't we?
Yeah.
So I've got a sting. Do you want to play the sting?
Have
quickly?
You got a sting?
I have got a sting, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I have.
By the time it's edited, you do, yeah?
I will do, yeah.
Father and son cooking up grub. Would there be a need for a stomach pump? Lots of lovely dishes for them to both try. Paramedics on standby.
I'm sure that was a great sting.
It was one of my best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've got a lot to live up to. I really liked the bit where there was the bass drop.
Oh, thanks, mate. Now I've got to do a bass drop with it. Right, no, so we're going to kick off then, yeah?
Yeah.
So I prepared some stuff, you've prepared some stuff, and we need to give a proper critique on it.
Yeah. Now, shall I go? No, you go first.
I'll go first then.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'd like to offer up to you...
So just to start off with, we've both actually similarly, looks like we've gone for crisps.
We have gone for crisps, and I know that sounds like, but actually making crisps, which is a different sort of thing.
We kind of prep stuff that you could have at you have the afternoon, you have tea,
buffet sort of
buffet
tea.
stuff, a tea for.
In fact,
you've had your Christmas dinner, and then you have your buffet in the evening.
Actually, I think we should, each time we eat something, gauge whether it's going to make it to the buffet on Christmas evening
or drink something,
or Boxing Day. Yeah,
I'll be honest. I probably won't be having smoothies.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So basically, one of mine
is a drink.
It's my Father and Sundays, spelled Sundaes. Nice.
Yes. So basically,
mixed fruit blend garnished with a lemon.
But we'll come on to that.
But I'm saying that because you may have to grab that.
Oh, okay.
And take the taste away. I don't know. Right. So I'm going to start you off with
Luckily, it's a big glass.
My first one. And you said crisp, but I think what you meant was lightly seasoned rainbow patatas fritters de verdures.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly analyse what I'm looking at.
Yep.
So I've got a multicoloured vegetables.
Yep.
Vegetables.
Do you not speak Spanish?
Nope.
No.
So different vegetables that are crinkle cut, which is quite good. Oh,
Yeah.
they're squidgy.
Yeah, the consistencies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not quite. There might be some crispy ones in there. So basically,
These aren't crisp. This one's floppy.
yeah. Look,
this one, they're all red as
I'm
well.
not a chef, as I've already said.
It's one of these beetroot.
Well, unfortunately, I did do some beetroot ones, and they seem to have bled onto everything else.
Yeah.
It looked like CSI Westcliff down there when I was doing this. But what you've got in there, Connor, is you've got beetroot, carrot, parsnip,
Oh, okay.
and sweet potato.
Oh, I don't think I have the carrot one in my hand. Sorry, I'm
No,
talking
I
off
don't know
camera.
what that is in your hand, to be
I
honest
think it might be
with you.
sweet potato. That must be parsnip. Oh, sorry, I'm grabbing one of each. Oh, wow. Yeah, that must be carrot, yeah?
Yeah,
the long
the
one.
long thin ones are the carrots, you know.
I'll hand it back to you
that's
so
how
you
the
can have
carrots
some
are.
as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know that I will.
So how did you prepare these? What seasoning have they got? I'll
so
eat
they
it
got
whilst you explain
sort
it.
of got some sort of piri chicken. No, it's not piri chicken because that would be Yeah, it's piri salt. Oh my god, they're worse than I remember. Oh, here's a crispy one.
Yeah. My carrot one was crunchy, but not because of the crispiness, but because it just was like a carrot.
Right. Now, I think we can both say it's been a huge success, this. I prepared these earlier and I thought in my mind they were going to crisp up a bit or go a bit stouter. So a bit. Your face is not encouraging me that this is...
Sorry.
I think the problem is, I read a thing and it said, prepare and cut them with a mandolin, right? So I took the mandolin from the front bedroom.
What, the musical one?
Yeah, and I started trying to hit them with that, and after 15 minutes, nothing was happening. Then Mum explained to me, you have to have this, it's a knife thing. So I've used that, and it was looking really cool, but it's air fryers for you, isn't it?
No, I think one of the problems you've got there is it was quite thickly cut.
I think one of the problems... Oh, my goodness, that one... What was
Could
that?
I try another beetroot one? Because I got a really burnt one.
Oh, I'm not even sure that was a vegetable, that one.
Oh my god. This one's like really wet.
So, everything a crisp should be, then. So what do you
So
reckon
that
the
beetroot one was
chances?
better.
What do you reckon the chances of this making it onto the buffet table?
Look, if you perfect it, because there are some really burnt ones in there as well. If you perfect it, there's a chance. But I'll be honest, yeah, not so much crisp, more of a crunch or chew.
Chewy
They're
crisps.
chews.
Yeah.
Well, I've done the crisp as well.
Right. Okay.
So I basically what went down is I had offcuts of other stuff.
Right. That sounds delightful.
So what I did is I basically have offcuts of tortillas because I was using tortilla for another recipe, so I had offcuts of that. What I did is I put olive oil on them.
Yeah.
I put some salt on them. Then I changed my mind and decided I wanted to put peri salt on it, but really I'd already
right.
put salt on it. Then I put garlic on it. Then I shook it all up, and then I thought, oh, it doesn't look very peri anymore. So then I put more peri salt on it.
Right. Okay.
And then I shook it up again. And then I put them in the air fryer for about 2 minutes, shook them, took them out, shook them, put them in for another 2 minutes again. So about 4 minutes in total.
These appear to be one of those food types that might make it onto my dangerous list.
So your cholesterol is going to go up massively.
Right. I've got a hernia, stomach hernia. Is it going to cause me issues with that as
Yes. They're nice as soon as you start eating them.
well? Yeah.
But you can decide what you
Oh,
think
look,
about that
no, I'll
afterwards.
make a decision on that.
What I will say, feel free to take any, maybe ones with loads of salt on it would be great. What I
Okay.
will say is they work in principle.
In what principle?
The fact that they're actually crunchy.
Right.
They are, look, if I was,
Right.
if
Okay.
I
So I'm
changed up
looking
the
at them
seasoning-
now. They look like crisps.
Yeah, apart from weird shapes. But yeah, they look like crisps. The only thing wrong with these, I would argue, is the seasoning. In the fact that I could actually, if we perfected this could be on Christmas.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a go.
Can I have some? I'd recommend only one. Because you might have a heart attack if you have more than one.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to eat one as well now. But I'm going to kind of
That's
wait
make
until...
my eyes water.
Yeah, they're a bit salty, aren't they? And a bit...
A bit salty.
They genuinely hurt my heart. I'm going to eat one now.
Oh, right. Okay. So, right consistency. I think you may have been a bit overzealous. God, what else did you... Is there anything left in the cupboard?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
Shall we move on?
Right.
Can we do the drink?
Yeah, so we do a drink. Right. I'm not going to say much about it.
No, I'm just gonna
it's a
drink
fruit
it.
salad. Yeah, have a little sip of that, and then I'll have a little sip of mine, and we'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
Has that made any difference? You've
Yeah,
got a lovely,
that's nice. I'm gonna
lovely fruity moustache.
I'm gonna get rid of those crisps. What I will say is your crisps are more manageable than mine. Oh my goodness.
What do you mean? Because you can roll them up and put them in small places. Oh my God! That's a nice drink though.
But with my crisps, let's just go back onto really quickly. If we were to change up the seasoning,
Yeah.
do you reckon we could have those for Christmas?
Yeah, you'd have to stop like 2 minutes into the putting the salt on it, and you'd have to be managed because
I will
you
be honest.
clearly haven't gone for legal guidelines as far as adding sort of things to it.
I did the salt and too much poured out, and I went, oh, it's a bit too much salt. And then I thought I was put
But then
peri
you
peri
s-
salt.
yeah, and you
What
just put
I
on-
should have done is paprika, but I put peri peri salt on it.
I can
so
feel
more
myself
salt.
drying up.
That drink though, really good.
Yeah, thanks.
Really, really fruity, really, really nice.
Lovely. That's got a lot of fruit in it.
And I'll
Right.
save it just in case anything else is around.
Yeah, you don't drink it all at once.
But really nice. I really like like you put lemon on the
Yeah.
rim.
And actually, if you squeeze the lemon in, it does go another little
No,
soggy
thank
crisp.
you. Now,
Can't
I
believe
have
they've gone
something
down so
for you
badly.
now.
Yes.
I'm just going to go and grab it, so don't mind me. Just as I
Okay.
reach off the mic.
Well, your food, I must admit, your food all looks really nice.
Now, this one I had it when it was not long out of the oven.
Right.
This was where the tortilla came from. So, I don't really know what to call these. Maybe you can help me name them.
Yeah.
But they're kind of little mini pizza cups.
Oh, right. That sounds quite nice in itself.
So, little mini pizza cups, what they are is they're a tortilla cut bigger than the size of the tin. Like they're basically a cupcake tin.
Yep.
And then I had a smaller, whatchamacallit,
Yeah.
cutter that pushed them in.
Right.
Then I put tomato
Excuse me.
puree
Oh,
on the
that-
bottom, spread that out.
I'm going to have another drink while
Yeah.
you're talking.
Just take one of these as well.
Right, okay.
You can eat it while I'm explaining it. Oh, you took one not right from the top. Interesting.
Well, I don't know.
It was a pyramid and you took one from the middle.
You never take one from the top. Go on.
Unless you're on countdown. So anyway, yes. So then tomato puree, and then I did cheddar cheese, and I had a very creative way of doing the cheddar cheese, and then mozzarella, and then pepperoni, and a bit of basil to top it off. And I think they came out all right. Now I haven't tried them cold yet.
Well, I'll tell you, I know this is not lovely for people to listen to us eating, perhaps, but these are good. It does taste like cold pizza, and I have no issue in eating cold pizza. There's a huge bit of pepperoni. It's still them crisps. They're affecting me. I'd say that's really nice. You know, it's similar. It's not the same consistency because you've used tortilla.
I really like it.
Yeah, rather than using what I presume they use for mini pizzas, which is like a mini pizza base.
Yeah,
That's really nice.
They're very bready. I always find the mini pizzas are all right, but they're very bready. But I think that's really good, and I reckon that could make it onto the table.
It's just behind my soggy crisps at the moment. But yeah,
Sure. Okay.
yeah, I'll have a think about it. No, actually,
I
and
really-
especially you've put there's
have
some
another
tomato
one.
base in there, and as you bite into it, you get a bit of a kick of that as well. So that's really nice. Well done. And it actually, can I just say, it looks like food as well.
Yeah, when I did them, I did them, and I was actually really happy about it.
Because your crisps look like cardboard, right? Right. And my crisps look like they should be in the bottom of a bin. But these actually look like something you would see and eat, and they are really quite nice. Okay. Is it me then, next?
Yeah, these look like. Sorry, they do look a bit like what you could buy like as a frozen thing, but when you have a Christmas tea. So I would recommend these, and they were really easy to make, and I'm sure they've been done before. However, yeah,
I'm
I don't
getting
care.
it all over
I
me
don't care that
menu
they've
now.
only been done before.
No, they're
So-
really nice, them. I really like them. You should do those.
I like the fact that you've actually prepped a menu.
have
What's next
prepped
on your
them.
menu, Dad?
Well,
Oh, I'm going to eat more of them.
for my main course, and I think this is going to be a huge success. I've
These
done
are the
an
ones that turned cloudy in the kitchen, weren't they?
individual sapo en el agullero, served with a tocino y choux de cebolla Roya.
You've been using Google Translate today.
Right?
So, can I take a guess what they are? They look like Yorkshire puddings with a cocktail sausage sticking on top.
Well, looks can be deceiving, Connor.
Okay.
Are
they Yorkshire puddings with a cocktail sausage sticking
They
on top?
are toad in the hole, mini toad in the holes, with a red onion chutney.
Okay. There's no gravy.
No, because I found that a little bit difficult to do. So these are bite-sized one.
Right, okay.
You
Should
could
I
have
take
a
one?
gravy dip. You could do something like that.
I'm going to take a bite whilst you continue talking.
Yeah, and I'll try and I think. Oh, I mean, obviously, this is like a taste sensation in his mouth. You can tell by his look. This is got to go straight in at number one.
Well, I didn't get any sausage in the first bite, but I did get the red onion chutney,
Yeah,
and it's okay.
it's
okay.
Just okay.
I'm going to eat the rest of it,
Yeah.
and then I'll describe it a bit more whilst I eat it, and you can eat one.
Yeah, well, hurry up because there's about 6 of them. Now, I just think for the man on the go, you know, everybody wants toad in the hole, but for the man on the go, you need something small. You need something compact. I'm thinking of selling this to the Chinese, not the Chinese, Japanese. Japanese really like small, efficient things, and you could have this in your pocket, a pocket toad in the hole.
I wouldn't have it in my pocket, but what I will
toad
say,
in a pocket.
right?
Yeah.
Whilst you eat it, I'm going to explain my thoughts around it. So, it was good. It was nice, actually. I think it was nicer than I thought it was going to be because, without sounding rude, it does look very dry and very beige. Yeah, so I'm used to like eating Yorkshires with a bit of gravy or something, even sugar, because they're similar to pancakes. But they are really quite nice. What I am tempted to do, though, I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm tempted to have another with a bit of honey on it because I've got some honey in the room. You're going and just putting faces at me, so I'm going to do that.
Go for it. They are quite nice.
They're not bad.
It tastes a bit nothing until you actually hit the red onion.
If it wasn't for the red onion,
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's saved by the red onion.
let's have a little.
It's a bit like a
honey.
donut. When you have a donut and it's got hardly any jam in it, and it really is a waste of, whatever time it takes you to eat the donut. But when it's got loads of jam in it, it's just like the best thing ever. And the fact you've gone for a second one is encouraging.
Yeah, I mean they're better than both of our crisps.
You're trying to disguise it with another taste that you really like. We've already ascertained that you like to have spoonfuls of honey. Flipping hell. You smothered that with honey then, didn't you? Yes, he said, nodding at us. This is a terrible idea for a podcast. It's back in some of the ones we've done before, not magic tricks. But I reckon these. I mean, do they do individual?
We're trying to eat off mic. Look, have a bit of honey on that last bite.
Oh, I don't really like honey.
Do you not? Okay,
No.
don't have honey on that last bite then. But they're all right. They're nice. I think just maybe a bit more chutney maybe in there. Fill it up with chutney. Maybe not fill it up with chutney, it's too much, but just a bit more chutney. Just to let you all know, we are trying to eat off the mic, but this is quite difficult because you get all your
saying,
saliva going, don't you?
Less sausages, more chutney.
No. Still make the same amount of sausage.
What, one?
Yeah, well,
Less Yorkshire pudding and
no,
sausage.
don't have to change up the other ingredients. Just
More.
add more chutney.
But that's just disguising your taste, or is it complementing it? What is it doing? Is it bringing out the other tastes, or
What, the honey or the chutney?
no? The honey. See, the honey's just
the chutney. Look, the chutney I feel like adds more. I want to avoid the word, but moistness to it,
right.
rather than it being quite dry.
Right. Talking of moistness, would you like a crisp?
Thank you. I'm gonna have a bit of smoothie.
It
as a
took me ages to do them. I can't believe they're going to get wasted. Right, okay. So you've
Yeah, my
tasted
crisp
all
at
mine
nothing.
because you're tasting the drink, which I'm going to have a little sip of when you do the next one. You seem to have other stuff still down there.
So, I actually have two more things down here. Now they do look identical.
Right. So it's like Russian roulette.
No, because I know which one's which. So, a little bit of a lesson here. Not a lesson, but just a bit of... I had an idea. I was driving home the other day and I had an idea. And I had the idea of, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you one.
Right.
Yeah. And you're eating the soggy crisp. I'm going to give you one. And then I'm going to explain it after you've eaten it. Now, with this one, what I would like you to do, because I've got a little bowl of maple syrup there.
Right.
What I would like you to do is get the whole thing.
Right.
Put it in the maple syrup and then put it all in your mouth at once.
I don't even know what vegetable that crisp was.
It was orange.
Yeah, I know. I don't think that's really indicating what it is. God, what an absolute disaster. Hang on, so these are quite clearly a sweet one then.
They've got icing sugar on the top.
Right, hang on.
So yes, so you need to don't look at it too much because you'll be able to tell what it is once you looked at it. But put it in the maple syrup. Just swirl it around just a little bit. Yep. And then just try and get rid of and then all in at once.
All in at once?
All in at once, yeah. Just so
I've got such a delicate mouth.
But the next time
Okay.
you can eat it a bit more carefully if you want, but this one all in at once. So what you've eaten there is an able skiver, which is, but it's not quite, it's a mix on that. So my particular recipe, I'll be honest, I couldn't get hold of all the ingredients, so I've got cinnamon instead of cardamom. And also, what I've done with this particular recipe is, you may have noticed that in the middle there was a rolled up bit of bacon.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Now, I'll be honest, I knew you like bacon, I knew you like, because these are what are referred to as Danish pancakes, but
Yeah.
they're made in a spherical way, so that what you do is you put them in the pan. It's a very special pan that you have to then flip them and gradually to a sphere. Now, that's what that is, but I put a bit of bacon in the middle, basically. Now, there's often something they do in Denmark, but these are called Danish pancakes, and they're often eaten around Christmas, traditionally.
All right.
So, I thought I'd give them a go. But it's because I had an idea of wouldn't it be really good to have bacon in the middle of a pancake?
Right, so,
Thoughts?
weirdly, right,
I'm going to have one whilst you speak.
Perfectly honest about this. We were talking about sweet and savoury, and I'd never had stuff like that. And then you start having pancakes and bacon. But pancakes on the bacon with maple syrup over or whatever, or sausage or whatever. I don't know that when I dipped it in the maple syrup, I was expecting it to be sweet, and then there was this bit of bacon in the middle of it. It kind of, I wasn't sure about that. It all tastes all right, but I think I'd probably eat those not necessarily with dripping in maple syrup, maybe a little touch of maple syrup.
Did it take you by surprise?
It did.
I really like them.
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that I wasn't expecting there to be bacon in them.
Would you like one without bacon?
What's in? Sorry, what's in this one?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's just an
Promise.
able skewer. But
A bit of Lego. Or
normally
something?
what you do is you dip them in like raspberry jam, but I didn't bring up any raspberry jam. So you can
Okay,
either
well-
eat it in the maple syrup with honey or on its own.
I'll have it with maple syrup, but just on its on a plain one, please.
Here you go, there's a plain one. But yeah, I really quite like them. And what I think I'll be doing, as I put that back down, what I think I'll be doing is at Christmas I will make some more and have them at Christmas dinner. Yeah, that was very nice. Watching you do that. Yeah, so that I quite like them. Do you like them?
Sorry, I got caught up with the fact that last time you told me to eat it all in one go,
I don't know why you ate it all in
and
one
that
go
was
that
far
time.
bigger than the previous one.
What you could have done is you could have torn it up and then dipped it in.
which is what
We did
I
with
would have done.
yesterday.
Oh wow!
Because you did that. You tried the normal one yesterday. Because I made them for
didn't
the
know
first
what you were
time
going to
yesterday.
go for with a different one. The one I got to say, I prefer the ones without the bacon. That is lovely.
They are really good, aren't they?
They are really, really nice.
Well, was it better with maple syrup? Or
No,
yesterday you
see,
had
I
it with jam, didn't you?
I think with jam or maple syrup, really nice. You could even have them with ice cream. They're almost like chocolate eclair. Not a chocolate eclair. What do they call them? Profiteroles. They're almost like that consistency. Are really nice. Quite light, They're lovely. No, that's a success. Definitely a success.
Well,
I mean, they're no individual toad in the holes, are they? But
I've seen individual toad in holes before, by the way.
have you?
Yeah, they sell in lots of places like Iceland. But they sell many pizzas in there as well, don't they?
I didn't know they did that. I'm gutted. I bet they're not like them, though.
No, probably not. I think that kind of wraps it up, though, doesn't it?
It does.
So just to conclude, I think what we've decided here is I feel like we could have the mini toad in holes for Christmas tea.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have the mini pizzas.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have the Able skiver or Danish pancakes. Don't really know how to pronounce them, so my apologies. We could have those. I would drink that smoothie again, but I don't necessarily need to have it at Christmas.
No.
No,
I think someone knows.
If
those
we
are really
perfect
nice.
the crisps, I feel like they could work.
I
At this very point in time, I wouldn't have either of the crisps at Christmas dinner.
Well, the ones I made just make me feel sad, and the ones that you made make me want to cry, but not for the same reason.
Yeah.
It's just they're too intense.
Yeah.
So that could be something to put on there to shut people up.
Should we try them again? Not try them again now because I don't
No,
want
I
to eat
don't
more.
know. Please,
I've
no.
had about 5 today.
I know we're nearly hospital, but I don't think I'm going to make it in time otherwise. No, that's excellent. What is good about it though is that it's nice to see, because like we said right at the beginning about you cooking, but you were quite enthused about doing this, and you got quite into doing it as well, and looked some stuff up and mucking about.
When did you come
doing
up with your ideas?
This morning.
Yeah.
I've had a bit of a
I had mine a
dodgy
week ago.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a dodgy
One of
week,
the week,
and so I couldn't really get my head around it. And I'm usually a lot more prepared, as you know. But that was all right. This morning, my head was a little bit clearer. I thought, right, I know what I'm going to do. And straight away, I went out and got a few bits and ruined it all. Okay.
Yeah, there was a really dodgy looking carrot as well.
That was a humongous carrot. I was
Yeah.
looking for a big one, but that one was quite frightening.
Yeah, made
Yeah.
me feel uncomfortable.
Well, you shouldn't have put it there.
Oh, well.
Right, okay. So, that's it for this week, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks for coughing though.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that some of this stuff that I've been eating is affecting me physically and mentally. Next week, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas Day.
It's
Yeah.
Christmas Day, and we're doing something a little bit special.
Yeah.
We're going to have a pantomime.
And now you said it, we have to do it.
And now I've said it. We've said it before,
Yeah.
but we're going to do a pantomime.
Yep.
And we'll tell you what that pantomime is next week.
Is that because you haven't fully decided yet?
No, it's just that I just want to give myself a sort of escape plan.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So,
All right then.
You got anything to say?
Just make sure on the website, if you do want to send us any messages, it can be done on the website or by email at contact us at fatherandsundays.com, or the website fatherandsundays.com. All the episodes available in there, but go to your chosen podcast platform, like and subscribe with those as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like and follow us, share with
Tell
your
people.
best friend's cat.
Yep. If you could.
If you could.
Okay. So it's bye-bye from me.